So I've just played GTA 5 storyline, start to finish, and I'm amazed to say the least. I can say that much. Also, this is going to be an audio. Like I was going to do video, but alas, I don't have a capture device, and I don't really want to be accused of ripping people's videos off YouTube. So, it's just going to be audio. I might put in some screenshots or graphics later on. Who knows? And another thing too, also spoilers. Like, this is a blog designed for audio log designed for people who have actually played at least the storyline of GTA 5. So, if you haven't played the storyline, haven't completed it yet, or haven't even got the game, don't even like the game, don't listen to this. I was going to do a video log, but then I thought, yeah, no, I'm not that much of a douche to put my face in a blog, but I certainly think my opinion is worthwhile enough to do an audio one. Anyway, with that rambling aside, I should also disclaim too that I have been awake since a very long time ago, because I've been trying to get through it all. Anyway, this is basically just expressing. Obviously, I mean, the community, the community is saying how amazing GTA 5 is. I mean, I concur entirely. If you guys have completed the game, at least the storyline one, and you chose one of the options to kill whoever, just wow, amazing. But there were some drawbacks as well along the way. I'll start with the cons because I'm a massive GTA fanboy, so I suppose it's a bit hard for me to, I'm a bit biased in my opinion. But I mean, even in this iteration of open world sandbox adventure, there's still some clunky issues going on, but they're small and they're tedious. And I mean, the story and the whole atmosphere of the open world obviously overtakes the small niggling issues, but they're still there. One of them, which is still shitting me, is, I don't know, it's an improvement over GTA 4 and even Red Dead Redemption, but your character feels so slow and cumbersome sometimes. Like, it's for an open world game and you're suddenly thrust into a combat situation, and say if it's indoors or even if it's outdoors, but in tricky kind of maneuverable situations such as the FIB raid at the end with the observatory and you're with the FBI and you need to get out and you switch between everybody. It's you get caught on walls. Sometimes you go into cover. Yeah, that's another thing to do. The cover system isn't. I don't know. Maybe it's just me being shit at the game, which could be a valid option. But yeah, the cover system is interesting. Everything's better than GTA 4. I mean, don't get me wrong. Everything that was a niggle in GTA 4 has been counteracted as such in this iteration, which is good. But however, on that note too, I don't know, I think I might probably be the only person in the kind of GTA fandom universe that would say this, but I don't know, it feels like the driving's been nerfed a bit, like in the sense that, I mean, don't get me wrong, it is more fun and more free-flowing, like, you can, look cool and drive through things, and maneuverable, no feeling like a boat GTA 4 style, but like, that's one thing I loved about GTA 4 is the sense that, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but it did feel, the cars felt like they had weight and meaning. You popped in a sports car and it was sporty. In a truck, it's going to go slow and shit anyway, it's going to be not fun. But I mean, even in like the vans, you get up to enough speed and you can do crazy cornering and turns. I just felt like they had the sports cars and the muscle car handling down pat, but they needed to give weight to the vehicles which needed weight. The trucks, the semis, whatever, they still felt way too maneuverable and way too fun. I mean, if you're going to choose that shit vehicle, make them not necessarily fun, but make them at least feel as if there's a bit of body to them. And that's another thing too, the damage model shits me a bit too. I mean, in GTA 4, you smashed up your car, you could see every ounce of detail and everything. I mean, it was there. That was a huge improvement over previous iterations of the game. I mean, the high-res, high-def versions of the game had impressive damage physics. And then in GTA 5, they're kind of, I think, they've toned it down to a more kind of arcadey, kind of race-ish degree of damage instead of kind of full-on crumple zones, which, from a design point of view, I can see why they did that, because it implements more with the general theme of GTA 5. But at the same time, too, kind of in hindsight of this series developing, it's like as if they've nerfed back. I mean, you can be damage junkies as well. Sometimes you just want to smash a car to see the kind of wreck you can create. And I mean, by making the damage modelling in GTA 5 more simplistic as such, or more smooth, streamlined, it kind of takes away the fun of just, I don't know, being a shit driver. But I know I'll be alone in those views. Everybody else will seem to think it's good, which is fine. I mean, people seem to think in GTA 4, from what I read online and from what friends say, one of the two underlying things which put people off GTA 4, is its heavier tones in thematic tones, and the driving, obviously. And now the criticism, I mean, this is, okay, so those were the two ones which I can remember were being raised at the time that GTA 4 was released, but only now that time passed, because GTA 4 was released in 2008. So now we're in 2013, and you're getting all these people like, how could you stand the lock-on, and, the cover system, I mean, you only figure out how necessarily shit some of the things were in GTA 4 when 5 years have passed. I mean, remember at the time, it might have not been the same for you, but in 2008 when GTA 4 came out, on next-gen consoles, it was, at least to me, a GTA fanboy, amazing. It was just such a leap in technology. And I think what GTA 5 offers that GTA 4 doesn't is obviously 5 years more development time. 5 years to invest in making things work better. And, it's paid off. I mean, I'm not going to lie, it's paid off. And, I mean, the main criticism that was at GTA 4 is the serious kind of thematical tones. Obviously, I mean, again, I'm talking to a person who's hopefully played through GTA 5, at least a storyline. It's, of course, totally counteracted that. It's a completely different theme in general. I mean, yes, you've got the underlying tones of kind of GFC America, and how, aspire to the dollar, placing money on that, and the different interwoven storylines between Michael, Franklin, Trevor, and how Franklin, for example, wants to get out of the ghetto and wants to do something big. I mean, there's depth there, but you've kind of got to look for it more, and I think that's a blessing and a curse, to be honest. Another thing that I found interesting in GTA 5 was how they implemented character switching. It's the first time any GTA game's done that, obviously, and they've done it well. Rockstar's done it very well. Loading times don't seem to be much of an issue. Get to them quickly enough, it's more convenient, etc. Especially the character switching implemented in the actual mission sections or combat sections, where you switch between the two or three protagonists at the time, is seamless. It works well. It certainly cuts down on the kind of lulls which you had in previous combat situations in more San Andreas than GTA 4 from memory, but GTA 4 certainly had some moments like that as well. But the actual character development in GTA 5 is interesting. I personally, my favourite character, I mean, everybody's going to have their own. Mine was definitely Michael. And I think a lot of people would probably say Trevor, because Trevor is kind of he's kind of the devil, the anti-hero to GTA 4. I mean, Trevor's kind of returning to classic, kind of, not even satirical, it's not satirical, it's not smart enough to be satirical, just funny, funny shit, basically. He's got funny lines, funny missions, he's a crazy character, everybody's going to like him because he's light-hearted, fun, etc, etc. But to enjoy the game, like, for instance, I mean, Michael in GTA 5, okay, so this is the first game where, you've got a family, and you've got children, and, the relationship he has with his family, which kind of, I don't know, it wasn't that developed upon, at least in my playthrough of the main storyline. It's kind of as the family's there, they're having some troubles, they go off, they've had their TIFF, and they come back, and I mean it's not bad, you know, it's just kind of underwhelming to say the least. And you know, Trevor on the other hand, I mean, I think Trevor's character development is actually some of the strongest. I mean, personality wise at least, you know Trevor's personality. He is crazy, but he's also got, it sounds weird to say, but a bit of common sense. Like, he does the job his way, and he gets it done. And you kind of, you know, he's dependable. He's a likable character, and you can't relate to him, obviously, unless you're a crazed psychopath. But, like, he's relatable in the sense that he's just that guy that you would love to know, even if you were scared shitless of him at the time. However, the biggest disappointment, for me at least, in this protagonist switching of character system in GTA 5 has to be Franklin. I didn't enjoy Franklin's Franklin's side of the story at all, to be honest. I mean, from the get-go, he seems like a very shallow character, and you know, it's because they basically haven't kind of put in the development time to either open up his backstory a bit, you know, why he's still in the slums and why he's hanging around with that asshole Lamar. I mean, I don't get that. I wish there was a mission they included that you could just kill Lamar. he's not even a likable kind of. He's just irritating. Anyway, but yeah, Franklin's side of the thing was interesting because I mean the actual missions are exciting, but story for Franklin is lame. He just seems like a very two-dimensional character, and also a bit cliched too. I mean, I get he's a gangster, I get he's ghetto, and he wants to get out of the ghetto, and it just, you kind of throughout the whole game, at least for me, expect suddenly there to be a change, and a change in mood and scene, and he just stays in ghetto mode. It's like, okay, we understand you're trying to break out, we need a bit more. And even at the end of the game, I mean, you know, he's broken, and there it is, he's broken out, bang, done. But yeah, I mean, on my stats, for example, I mean, it shows that I've played about 45% of the time with Michael, like only like 21% with Franklin. Just seems like a dull character. Not funny, really, in the kind of same way Michael is, interesting-wise, and not as crazy as Trevor. But, yeah, and also you've got to make some tough decisions with Franklin towards the end game of the story. Yeah, and also I haven't done all the side missions and all the strangers missions for both Trevor and Franklin. I think I've only done it with Michael. So there might be a bit of fun later on to be had with Franklin, but not at the moment at least. Anyway, on to another topic of the GTA 5 is, I mean, the world. I think that's the main sole reason why people always get excited for another GTA release is what map will they come up with. I mean, even, they could have released GTA 5 with like exactly the same fetch quest missions, like drive here, kill those people, etc., etc. And people still would have loved it. I mean, if they had had the kind of backdrop of Los Santos and the whole kind of Blaine County, San Andreas country area, they would have eaten that up. But luckily, we got that and more. We got fun missions, and there is like 5 to 10% of drive here, kill this many people. But apart from that, I think, roughly 30 hours gameplay for me for the single player at the moment. There's no repetition. It's really great. They've really stepped up in terms of mission design, and I'm excited for the future in the sense that you can only get better from there. I think that's definitely a positive thing. So yeah, if you play GTA 5, you know how truly immersive San Andreas is, the Los Santos background is, and this is what I like, the difference obviously between San Andreas on PS2 generation, Xbox generation, compared to the HD universe, is every nook and cranny of the map, there's always something interesting. And the thing here in GTA 5, which was missing from GTA 4, is diversity in the environment. There's wildlife, you can go cross country, that's one thing I sorely missed in GTA 4, was any outdoors bits. It was so city-like. And, they had to start somewhere, obviously, but I'm glad they included the country back, and they did country well, really well. Like, if you're going to have a lot of space, you need to fill it with a lot of interesting stuff, and they've done it. Kudos to them. I still can't get over the ending of the game. It was just so good. I mean, okay, and this is massive spoiler too, so if you've listened to this and you haven't got to this part yet, like the end game of the story at least, don't listen. Anyway, yeah, the choices you have to make as Trevor obviously is as Franklin obviously is you either kill Trevor, kill Franklin, or the C option is, I think it's Death Wish. I chose Death Wish because I couldn't make the hard choice between killing. I mean, they're both great characters. Honestly, I probably would have. I thought Death Wish would have been that you could kill Franklin, and I don't know. His his storyline was so boring. He deserved it. Anyway, so I chose Death Wish, and we wiped everybody out, obviously, to cover our past, and it cut to the closing credits where we just pushed off the car off the cliff, and it was just so cool. And I think Sleepwalking by the Chain Gang, the one that they used in the official trailer, came on, and I just got goosebumps. And I can confidently say this. I mean, I've been playing video games for the best part of like 12 years, and I have never felt so moved. And I know it's a bit wanky / just sounds a bit silly saying that, okay, you played a video game and you've been moved, but I think that's where this generation of video games has evolved to, and it's weird in a weird way to get that from a Rockstar game. I mean, you play other games. I mean, Fallout 3 can definitely move you. I mean, obviously, if you've seen any of my my playthroughs of that, which there probably won't be any more of for ages because I've been playing GTA 5 and I've been doing other things in my life. Other games can obviously move you, but it's so weird for a Rockstar game, at least for me, to make you feel fucking awesome. I think the last time I felt that way was ending of Vice City, to be honest. I mean, Vice City is still my favourite game. Even with GTA 5 that's come out, Vice City will always be my number one. The soundtrack alone was fantastic. Anyway, good segue. There's a soundtrack. The soundtrack to GTA 5 is quite stellar, really. I mean, it's got taste for everybody. I think I read 240 songs and is it 20 or 2? I think it's 20 hours of original score, and the score's good too. Actually, sometimes when you're on a mission, you can just turn off the radio and listen to the score, and it's so good. The level of the production values are fantastic. And I think my favourite station by far was Radio. Is it Radio Mirror Park? I believe that's the indie one. But I mean, oh man, so many good tunes. And I'm not going to criticise them for including music which I didn't like. I mean, that will appeal to the other players, and I think that's why Rockstar are so good at what they do. Is they're going to appeal to different diversities. Another little nice touch I liked is in very select few missions, they'll set the radio to a certain station. I think they must select a certain song and it will play, and it comes across as a coincidence at first when you first hear it, and you're like, oh man, that fits the situation so well, but then you think, oh no, they've done that deliberately. I think it's when Trevor is dropping off Patricia, and if you've played the storyline you'll know what I'm on about. Trevor is dropping off Patricia, I think her name is, and I don't know, this is Heartbreak song going on. I think it was off Los Santos Rock Radio, and it was just so funny. And then there was another bit where Trevor was angry because something bad's gone down, and he turns it over to I think I'd put it on Radio Mirror Park, and he changes it over to Channel X, the hardcore, and he's like, oh yeah, I can't do this, and I change it back, and just a small off the cuff mark about this stuff, like the attention to detail in certain situations in GTA 5 is really, really nice. It's a really nice touch. The kind of reactive behaviour that's emitted from some of the characters when you do some things in game is something which hasn't really been done in any other GTA iteration. So the attention to detail is very, very nice indeed. But on that note too, there's some kind of lacking. It's like they have missed some areas in that. I think it just could have push the mark a bit more in that terms of reactive commentary on the player's behaviour. But that's more of a want slash not a need. It's kind of a thing which obviously they might implement more in the next iteration of GTA, which, I mean, I can't even... The mind boggles thinking about that. I mean, let's just get it over with GTA 5 first. The amount of activities you can do in GTA 5 is super. And all the mini-games, I mean, again, this might be personal preference, but are fun. The tennis minigame is fun and really smooth. And not too realistic, not too arcadey, just right too. They've hit the mix of gameplay. It feels smooth and GTA-like in a weird way. I haven't actually done the golf one yet, which is I'm ashamed to do, but I don't like golf. What else have I done? The triathlons, the bicycle stuff, the racing and whatnot. All of it's really good, and it's so much of an improvement over everything else they've done. And that's what I'm looking forward to. So, I mean, even though I've completed the story missions, there's going to be so much stuff to find after this, and that's and in a marketing time frame, people are like, some people online, especially YouTube, who would go there? But the comments like, why they the time between online and the release of single player, why don't they release it instantaneously? No, I think it's fantastic. They've not forced you, but they've encouraged you to sit down and become familiar with the San Andreas universe in GTA 5. Embrace the amount of gameplay there in single player too. That's something too. Like, people are going off single player box games. I'm old fashioned. They keep it. This is a good single player game, as well as the online bit, which will obviously be amazing. Enjoy it. And I think leaving 2 weeks between the release of single player and online is a really great thing. Wish more game companies did that. Appreciate the work that's been put into the single player. Anyway, I've been rambling for long enough. If you've actually got to this point in time, you're still listening, I applaud you. I do apologise, I am very tired. But I don't know, I needed a vent, and I couldn't be bothered writing it on Tumblr. Things I like about the game: the soundtrack, Michael, I like the character Michael. The world alone is fantastic. I mean, even the fact that I enjoy being on a virtual scenic tour of Mount Chiliad, and you're not doing anything gamey, you're just looking at scenery, but it's so good, it's so nice. So I like the world. Soundtrack, fantastic, obviously. And the variety too, much more diverse and fantastic gameplay choices, car choices. We haven't even gotten to properties and whatnot as well. The side quest to those. But I don't review games, but on a 10 scale, I'd probably give it 9. Controversial, but honestly, if they made I just think they needed to put a bit more into the character development of at least Franklin, and possibly the backstory, as in what Michael and Trevor did before heist. How they first did it. I think is it prologue? Yeah, the prologue, the starting mission. 9 years ago, when you're doing that, the heist where everything goes wrong and Michael's dead, but he's not dead. That's cool, and it sets it up well. It's a good setup. But at the same time too, I mean, it doesn't explain, at least in my eyes, it doesn't explain the amount of hatred that Trevor has for Michael even after all those years. There must have been something more going on. But again, it might just be me. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed GTA 5 all the same. It's certainly the best in the series. High def series, at least anyway. Still keep Vice City up there. Share your thoughts anyway. It's open communication, free flowing. What else? As a side note to this channel, I'm not sure when I'll be uploading more stuff, to be honest. I'm thinking I might either upload some Bully, or haven't really thought about it that far ahead. Some multiplayer stuff as well. Payday 2 probably. Payday 2. Again, if you've put up with this tired, induced, fatigued rant, I applaud you, but I needed to get it out in the open. So I'll see you on the flip side. Bye. Bye. side.